So the bottom portion, we'll go over this really quickly, and then we'll get into the actual meat of this program, inshallah. But again, when you're a leader and you're dealing with other people, this is some advice on how you can deal with other people, whether you're part of an MSA, whether you're in charge of a Majlis Shura, whether you're in charge of any type of group or organization. These are 9 different advices that are from CEOs of major Fortune 500 companies that they give to us that we can inshallah use as well. Number 1, to be a CEO and to deal with volunteering other people, you have to, number 1, be generous with praise. Be generous with praise. Praise is cheap. Praise is easy. MashaAllah, you got a beautiful looking beard today. The shirt, I love it. US, what did I say? US polo? Oh man, beautiful shirt. I love it. You look fantastic in it. That didn't cost me anything, do anything, but it makes people around you be more connected to you, right? Be generous with praise. Every time you see somebody, always praise them. What is bad praise versus what is good praise? Bad praise is, hey, I'm glad you're here. That's terrible praise. Good praise is specific, meaning that what did they specifically do that's making you praise that person? Hey, you know, last week we had that event and you came and you brought your truck and you helped us load it in the truck and then you took your truck there. Really helps us out a lot, man. Thank you so much. Specifics. The more specific you are when you praise somebody, the more the person knows it's genuine and not, you know, just saying it for the sake of saying it. Number 2, make your ideas their ideas. Make your ideas their ideas. One of the problems we have, I think, part of the Muslim culture is we have a top-down approach. This is the way we're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it. This is why, and then everybody follows, right? When you do that, people feel a little bit oppressed and they don't feel like participating. Or if you're part of an MSA, you might have some leaders that do this. We're going to do this, 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 and people feel like they can't actually participate in that. Always try to find ways to make your ideas what you want, the group's ideas, the group's objectives. There's multiple ways to do this. If you're in charge of a group meeting, right? There's let's say 10 people in the meeting, and you want to do on a bake sale, right? So you're like, okay, guys, how are we going to raise money for our organization? Can I have some ideas? So when they, oh, let's do a car wash. Okay, guys, had a car wash. That's a great idea. Why not? What else? Wait until the person says bake sale. Be like, bake sale. That's a great idea. I think we could definitely do a bake sale. I think you could do this, this, this. You take their ideas. That's what you wanted. You went to somebody said it, and then you build on it, and then add on to it. Never criticize people to correct them. Never criticize people to correct them. The Prophet ﷺ, he was said that he never said, why did you do blank? Why did you do like whatever it is, right? Why did you do this? That's not how the Prophet ﷺ would speak. Rather, he would always give generalities. He would always speak in general tones. So don't criticize people. Sometimes you do need to criticize them, but there's always ways to criticize them. For example, rather than criticizing the person, you can criticize the behavior. Right? So for example, if a person's always late, rather than saying you're always late, you suck, right? You can also say, well, you know, being late is bad for our company. What do you think we can do to change, the late situation that you're in, rather than saying you're always late? Okay. Number 4, make everyone a leader. Make everyone a specific leader, and you'll see us do this when we actually break us up in order to give Dawah itself. Meaning that everybody can be a leader in their own perspective. You can be a leader in setting up the hall. You can be a leader in cleaning up the hall. You can be a leader in the microphone system. You're in charge of setting up the microphone. You're in charge of doing this and this and this and this, right? And a great leader will not do all the work. Rather, they'll put people in the position to do that type of work, and they'll give them that responsibility and ability to do that as well. Number 5 is have lunch once a week. For us, it basically means be friendly with people, especially those people that are giving Dawah for you. Invite them to your home and spend time with them, build that personal relationship. Again, the Prophet ﷺ, he had Sahaba, he had companions, while Jesus, he had disciples, basically really bad students actually, that, you know, it could be argued he didn't really like them that much. Musa, he had followers, right? The Bani Israel, they followed Musa, and they kind of gave him a terrible time with that as well. But as Muslims, we should be Sahaba with one another. We should be companions and friends with one another. Number 7, give recognition and small rewards. Give recognition and small rewards. Even though everybody does things for the sake of Allah, when you don't recognize people for their contribution, people kind of get irritated and the shaitan is able to take advantage of that. Let's say we go and we do a dawah table, right? Every single person that came, you should always praise them for coming and give them a small recognition. So we want to recognize Brother Joe for coming and speaking about Catholicism during the dawah table. A lot of people had questions. He was over there to answer them. And we want to thank Sister Fatima for actually working with the university to set up the dawah table, right? These are small recognition, but when you recognize everybody in a group, they all feel as if they're part of that group. Throw parties and get together, that's pretty obvious. Share the rewards and the pains, mean that when you guys succeed in something, make sure you share that with everybody. Make sure that everybody can be a part of the success. And when you fail or something bad happens, bring everybody together. And remember, don't criticize the people, criticize the action. The event we did last week, it was late. How can we make sure it's not late again next week? Another thing, why did you not bring the food on time and you made us late, right? This happens quite often. And there's just some ways to actually build dawah teams, inshallah, as we go on. So with that, let's take a quick 5-minute break. When we come back, we'll go into dawah to Christians. We're going to skip over one portion of this, which is basically speaking techniques, psychological tips and tricks to have people become Muslim. This is a very fun activity, but we'll skip over it just because nobody remembers it. After I do it, everyone forgets all the psychological tips and tricks, so I think it may not be that effective. If we have time tomorrow, maybe we'll come back to it. So